Hi,
One.
Five First Spartan here, and I'm with David from our crew. So yeah, we're here basically mostly to talk about how to begin 7th edition Warhammer 40k at this point of 2015, I think now. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm pretty good, bro.
Shake
What's
my
up?
hand.
Why not? Yeah, but mostly how do we start? How we start about this? This game is what now, 1987 to 2015. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's very old.
Yeah, and it had a few changes, and nowadays it's at its point that it's pretty flexible to start. Yeah, what do you think?
I feel like the game is constantly changing and evolving. However, what really sets this game apart from a lot of other games like card games and such, like Yu-Gi-Oh, is that a lot of the armies will stay the same. Like GW, the creator of GW Games Workshop. Can we edit that?
There's no way editing. Games Workshop, GW. So it's basically that.
Okay.
Don't worry, I do this all.
The thing about Games Workshop is that they will keep their player base buying the same stuff. They'll even add additions to their armies. So it doesn't matter whether or not you bought your army in 1987 and such, you could still play those pieces today. And they're still tournament legal if you want to get into tournaments yourself.
Yeah. First thing, if you're gonna buy stuff from Warhammer 40k, you gotta choose one thing and one thing only. Like the starting army of your choice. It could be whatever from the starter set, which is the Dark Vengeance starter set, which it comes with two armies. Dark Angels, which is a type of Space Marines, and Chaos Marines. If you want to choose those, that's fine. You could get the Dark Vengeance set. It comes with a rule book, dice, the little templates that you will use for the game, and it comes with miniatures. They're clipped on. They don't need to be assembled with a lot of instructions that you just put in the models. You're done.
Well, there's a
And
little
that's
bit of instructions, but it's just like pop in.
Yeah,
click.
it's pop in, click, and that's
Yeah.
that's it for those miniatures. Pretty easy, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good list for starting the games because you have
Yeah.
missions, and
Yeah.
at the same time you could play it regularly as well.
Yeah, and I bought Dark Vengeance myself during 6th edition, where they updated it in 7th edition recently. But in the 6th edition one, I remember that they actually had a little booklet which showed how to play, how this one battle plays out, and all the little rules that came out, and they explained each rule that happened during the middle of the game, and each of the phases.
They still have that. So
They still do?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
they still do.
Oh, very
The
good.
other way how to go is either have a friend, or if you go to a gaming club or something and they play 40k, somebody's gonna have one of these. If not, you are the one responsible for this. This is the rule book. It comes with two other books similar to this, one red and one black. But the only problem about those is they're just stories and an art book, which is pretty nice. And you get the actual rule book. The only problem about this is 3 books. It will cost you $85.
Really
So
expensive.
somebody that you met or will have one of these. I know you and I both have one.
Yeah, I actually got mine directly after my high school graduation because I was so excited about it.
Yeah.
Amazon has good deals on Warhammer.
Oh yeah. If you go to Amazon, you'll actually get some. So use your reward points as well. Other thing aside from that, if you are not interested on the Dark Angels and Chaos Space Marines, there are other things. There are other ways how to get to the other armies. However, it might cost you some ways that a little bit more or less. Depends on what it is. There's
Yeah.
Space Marines. Space Marines are very popular. I think the most popular out of every single army right now.
Basically, the army that let's say that you want a custom Space Marine chapter, you don't want any of the chapters that don't actually exist. Well, you could just make your own Space Marine chapter here.
Yeah.
Basically a DIY book.
Yeah, this is basically everyone's favorite, Games Workshop's favorite army, Space Marines. If you're into superhumans that look very buff and everything, and all around very well, it's a very well made army for anyone to play, balance and everything. Yeah, that's why you play Space Marines. if you're not into humans, if you're into like other stuff, there's other armies too. Best way how to start right now is these new boxes sets that GW is coming up with, which is battle forces and strike forces.
Yeah, those come up to about a little bit over $100.
Yeah, there's a few battle forces that are like around 100. One of them is 95 for Blood Angels, I think it was, which is another Space Marine army.
But honestly, they give a huge deal when it comes to the models.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get a few, your group of Marines that you need. You're gonna get your captain, and you get like a one of these dreadnought things that they're optional, but they're still effective now.
Well, not specifically this dreadnought. This is for Space Wolves here. Basically, Space Marine Vikings.
See, there's plenty of codices. You can just select out of. Like, the other thing aside from the rules that you will mostly get more than the rules itself is the book that you're playing with. There's so many books. There's so many rules for each one. Each one can actually has its own set of like ideals. Like, it has its lore, which is an entire story and its fluff. It has the rules for your army. It has the points, and it has mostly, what else?
Psychic power.
Yeah, psychic powers,
abilities,
formations,
tactical objectives, specific ones. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. So yeah, the thing is, if you look around in GW's website, or if you go to the store, just look at what army looks and fits with you the most. That's the one you choose. It is pretty daunting, and you could choose like, I don't know, some good army that you think, oh, this player plays it because it's the best, or you just choose of your own flavors. It's up to you, basically.
Yeah.
Mostly people will go Space Marines, like I said, but sometimes there's players that will select like Eldar, and the new stuff like the
new Adeptus Mechanicus books. Yeah. Now this is basically two codexes in one.
The Preacher.
Well, one codex and two, technically. It's technically two separate forces, but they work together in sort of a synergy. There is the Scutari book, which is technically a more balanced army. It's the military wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. So basically an army of heavily augmented cyborg troopers. And then you have the more elite troops in this book here, where it's the actual HQ units, these guys right here, the Castellan robots, and a bunch of more high-cost elite troops in general.
Yeah. And once you're done selecting the army you like, you read it, you like what's good and what's not, you always have a friend or have somebody to tell you, hey, is this good, or is this, what do you think about this? They will tell you probably, oh, this is good, or no, this is not good at all. And then that's when you decide, okay, I want to get this, this, and this for my codex, and you buy the boxes. The boxes, obviously, I wouldn't go like all out $300, $200 like because you may have the risk of, oh, I don't like this game, and then boom, it's done. You just wasted your money. No, if you go into this game, you're gonna know, you gotta get a box like this. It's basically pretty easy cardboard box. This is just Space Wolf Terminators. That's it. Yeah,
and when you go inside these boxes, you'll find separate things. First of all, these are the sprues. These sprues right here contain the models and the pieces for the models. So you would just clip them out using little clippers. Do I have them on me?
No, don't worry about it. Yeah, but then you get clippers. You just unclip those things. No big deal. And then you start getting, you get an assembling, what's called instruction manual, which is, depends on the new ones are more intricate than this one. This one's pretty old. So the instructions are like iffy. You mostly have to use a little bit of common sense to like understand how to place it in. And then the more experience you have, the easier it will get to assemble. So yeah. Next after that, you assemble your models. You'll have like a model like this. It'll be gray, simple gray, and that's it. Next, you will have to like paint it. A lot of people are scared of painting their models. The first thing I would do is like have one model that you really feel like iffy about, and then paint that first. Best suggestions: buy black spray paint or white spray paint. Depends if you want to like really paint it up to details, like very highlight details, or you could just paint dark and have this comical scenery for your miniatures. Like I prefer dark. I prefer spray painting black, flat black. It doesn't have to be a GW paint, but it could, you know, just get one of those good spray paints that just sprays black and that's it.
Yeah, well, when it comes to my Adeptus Mechanicus army here, I wanted the base paint for the army to be black myself. So all I did was just get a black spray paint as my primer, just spray it on and then do a little bit of detail work. As you can see here, there's just a little bit of silver here. I just painted on as sort of a details. And then I just put more details on, and then that's the model.
Yeah, there's people that actually use white spray paints for it's more artistic, and you see more of the colors out there. But mostly for playing wise, like in game wise, I like using dark. It's faster, it's easier to work with, and then anything that you forgot to paint is basically covered in black, and you won't see it in the game unless you're like very close to it and just nitpick. But yeah. What else? The Eldar, for example. Eldar has very bright colors. If you like things that go fast, this is the army. This is a pretty good army. This is ridiculously good right now. Is it unbeatable? No. You could beat it. Every army can beat each other. You just gotta find a way how. There's obviously sometimes that you can't really. You know, it depends up to the dice as well. You're gonna play with D6s, six-sided dice, regular dice that you know normally from like simple board games. But yeah, if you're playing with if you have like this high-speed thing and you like, I don't know, space, high elves from like fantasy stuffs, yeah, Eldar is a pretty good army. It's very good. You're into bugs. There's Tyranids right now. I don't have the Tyranids Codex, even though I own the army, and so does my girlfriend. Also plays that army as well.
Yeah, so, basically an army of swarming cicada dinosaurs.
Yeah,
just
they're talking about me. They love me.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, that army's mean. Also. Yeah. What about? Nah, don't worry. Yeah, but not everything. Also, you could, you could just buy some stuff like terrain stuff in other places that is not a Games Workshop area. You don't have to like buy everything out of Games Workshop, even though they provide a lot. Hobby Lobby has paints, like different types of acrylic paints, like Vallejo paints, which I actually bought today, and they're pretty impressive. They're cheaper by like $1. They're $1 cheaper, and they have more paints than GW paints. There's also areas that you could buy like flat boards like made out of wood or something. You go to Home Depot and make your own terrains. It's up to the imagination, so you don't have to like directly buy terrain from GW or like all the hobby stuff from GW. You could just find other places, so that way you could buy more models and at the same time have like a decent amount of stuff to like paint and assemble with.
Of course, don't let this discourage you from getting any of the GW stuff. Like with these Castellans here, these are all with GW paints. Basically, as you can see here, I was able to do all the detail, and even the basing work here was a paint itself. It's GW's technical line of paints. This was called Martian Iron Earth. So they actually know what they're doing, and they know what people want. So if you want something specific, check GW's site as well. They might actually have one.
Yeah. For those who don't have a local gaming store, and you are like at home or a basement, or you have a few friends, I know, it's pretty unlikely, but there is places like that, and I kind of seen one. It's kind of sad, but it is true.
Gainesville.
It does happen. There's places that there is no gaming store that provides Games Workshop products like 40K and Fantasy.
Our thoughts and hearts go out to all of you who do not have a gaming store in your local area.
Yeah. There's two ways how to get it. And get stuff from there. There's one, go to the GW site and buy it directly from them, or two, eBay, Amazon, anything on the internet that you could find like that, especially eBay and Amazon. are very good to like start like an army or like purchase stuff that you really want. Books wise, Amazon's not a bad thing. eBay, miniatures wise, pretty easy to get. And
Facebook.
what? Oh yeah, and then there's Facebook like groups. Facebook groups have people that actually want to sell it. Depends on where you are, but those who are in the U.S. try to like buy from U.S. and then from a lot of people I know right now is Australian.
Yeah, there's a lot of people from mostly the UK and Australia. Well, it's easy to understand the UK because that's where Games Workshop is actually located.
Yeah.
But Australia is actually a pretty interesting thing to see a lot of people to actually have armies over there.
Yeah, if you think this game is expensive in the U.S., it's more expensive in Australia. Each codex, nowadays, the 2015 lines that they're doing for codices like Eldar and Space Marines right now, they're $58 in retail. But there's some cheaper codices, like the Adeptus Mechanicus ones are $33, I think. Yeah, they're pretty
33.
cheap. They're pretty cheap, but you have two of them. But both of them, it's almost the size as one of these, or even the Space Marine. I think is the biggest one.
The biggest.
It's 200 pages. Lots of it includes the lore from like the Ultramarines, Imperial Fist, all those main chapters that they use. But there's a crap ton of rules here just for Marines. There's the other one if you want to just have like big models, and if you want to dominate the field like at the start of your entire gaming and wargaming experience, and sometimes we'll call you sometimes a jerk if you do this. There's these miniatures that are this tall, like almost the size of this codex. They're called Imperial Knights. 3 of them makes an army, 5 of them makes an even stronger army. And they could just massacre. You have to have a very experienced player to face these things. But however, 5 knights, it's an entire army. So after that, you have a complete army, or even 3 knights, you have a complete army right there. And then thankfully the codex is actually $41, so unlike the other things. So make sure that you check which one is on your budget. Most budget ones that I would say, depends on how you buy it, will be Grey Knights. Grey Knights are Space Marines who have psychic abilities at all times, and they are very elite. They're necessary things in their organizations is one main hero, we call it an HQ, and then one troop choice, which is like a bunch of like Space Marine equivalents, but they're called Grey Knight Strike Squads, and it's only like 5 guys. That's the minimum for this. So it's 5 guys and 1 hero. That's an army. It's super good. It's efficient to start with, and then from there on you grow the army, which makes it affordable, in my opinion. I think that's pretty the most affordable out of all of them at this moment.
Well, we also have my Skitarii here. Now, they're
Preach! Always preaching.
This man, a preacher for
No, listen to me. HQs can be pretty expensive in themselves. Like this book right here, the Skitarii book, requires 2 troop choices. And 1 box of troops from Skitarii contains 5 guys.
You should buy Tyranids instead.
Not yet.
Don't listen to her, she's too expensive army. She has an entire swarm. Do you know how much plastic costs?
And metal. Lots of metal models.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys require 2 truces that are 5 men minimum, and each box comes with 10.
Yeah, they look like that. They literally look like these guys.
Yeah. So basically, if you play Destiny or anything like that, this is an entire army of hunters.
Yeah, if you like the way how they look. I really like the way they look.
Yeah.
They look pretty nice, and they're what, 1 box? Yeah, 1 box is an entire army.
Yeah.
Which is like what, 40, like 39, 38 bucks.
Yeah, $39.
Yeah, it's super easy to get in with just running Skitarii. The codex is cheap, and 1 box of it makes the the attachment that you can use for that. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. The fact that it's pretty cheap. Not everything is expensive. Like, if you have more of a budget, or if you really want to go for like the bigger swarm armies, like Orks, Tyranids, and Imperial Guard,
Look at her smiling over there.
Yeah. You with your tiers.
Yep.
Yeah. Then you will have to start buying a little bit more. You gotta spend like around 150. Like, try to budget this in because there is ways how to make it cheaper. Of course, eBay. But if you're buying it straight out of the box, brand new, seal. For guard, you have to get the Cadian Defense Force, which is basically all you need. It's one command squad, 2 guardsman squads, a tank, a heavy weapons team, just for options. You don't need to use them, but just for options, you have actual stuff that you could use from there. And another troop transport APC, which is called a Chimera. So you have a tank, another small tank, troops, and your main guy. That's I think 165 retail, but
Yeah, I think
it's an army. It's what you need.
It's a good starter army, and it's all in one box, so you don't really need to actually decide between, oh, what do I want, this or this.
Yeah.
You just get this one giant thing.
Yeah, that one investment under $200, I think that's good. That's good to start. That's perfect place to start. Those boxes are like very convenient to.
Yeah, they're convenient and they're cheaper.
Yeah.
Now you do have to remember that if you go on the Games Workshop website, there's a difference between a battle force and a bundle. Now, when it comes to their bundles, they're not actually cheaper. They're just basically a way for them to just have a collection of models so you could just buy them in one click as opposed to just picking out what models you want to get.
Yeah.
Which kind of doesn't make any sense.
It does to me because if you think about it, it's a good trap for those who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or for those who are watching this video and starting this game. That's a trap for you.
It's a trap.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful with those web bundle things. They're meant to like give you, oh, you get all of this, but if you actually buy them individually, you'll have the same price. It looks like, oh, you're getting such a good deal, but you're paying the same exact penny for for those models. So there's those, and then there's battle forces, strike forces. There's boxes that like give you a better deal. So be careful with the web bundles. Anything like that includes like cents. Those are like a little bit tricky to go up against, like in terms of purchasing. So yeah.
Yeah, like when it comes to the battle forces, they'll usually be around $100, while those bundles could be anywhere from like $200 to $800.
Yeah, there's ridiculous bundles, like web bundles, like 1,000. I remember there was a guard bundle that was like $1,300, and you don't save a single cent, not even one. I'm like, I actually spent like an hour and a half just pricing it out. Nope, not even a single cent saved. I was completely surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we do need to mention that there are some bundles that they do want you to get these bundles so much that they'll actually add some special rules that you only get from these bundles. These are exclusive data slates. Like here, if we go to...
These armies have it. Like, the ones that had it or have it, still depends when is this actually being watched. These armies so far are the ones who had those weird bundles that you had to buy this bundle and you get some special rule that is incredibly broken in terms of gameplay, and the fact that you have to spend all that money on it was like one of them. It was 5 of these knights basically. You get the whole army, but you get like this extra sheet of paper that says you get these amount of rules. If you buy this, which was like $700 and something, but it's a whole army. But
and what they'll do is they will make these ones basically pay to win.
Yeah, it's pay to win stuff. Just if you really have the money, sure, go for it, get that. But if you really think about it, it's like, why would I do this? It's too much. It's too much, I think. For anyone to start, even us experienced players, I would say it's too much to spend on just one little sheet of paper that you could actually find on the internet.
Now, before I actually got into my own Imperial Knights army, I was actually thinking about getting the web bundle because the Imperial Knights web bundle was the first one to actually have the exclusive data slate. and I was just like, maybe there will actually be something really good in it. And it turns out that it was completely broken. So now I'm still deciding whether or not I should have gotten it.
Oh no, 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 because you can find it on the internet.
Yes.
Also,
that's a good point.
On the apps that you could use, there's plenty of apps that help this game out. There's Battlescribe, there's Quartermaster, and the one we use most of the time is Battlescribe because, well, it's free, and we have. I think all of us here have iPhones and Androids.
Yeah, all of us here. It's iPhone and Androids. There's a free version, and then there's a paid version. The free version is basically with ads.
It's basically all you need. It's just the free version. If you want, like, if you're really sick of apps and stuff, ads and all that crap, then you get the paid version. But yeah, it's not really neat. There's no need.
I mean, with the paid version, you get a little bit of tools that you'll not actually use, but you do get to get rid of the annoying ads, and that's why I actually bought the paid version myself, because it started getting really annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but anyways, that's basically. I think we covered it all. That's all you need, right?
Did we discuss detachments and formations?
It's not really much. It's mostly we're talking about the hobby aspect, so that way we don't have to like feed you all this information at once. It's kind of a little too much.
Okay.
So yeah. What else? I'm probably gonna do another part 2 about this, talking about like detachments and all that stuff, and probably. Now we could go over the 7th edition books, since we have a break right now due to that Age of Sigmar that Warhammer Fantasy players are having right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a topic for another day, and I don't think we don't play fantasy, and we never got into it, so it doesn't really affect us that much. But the models look fantastic.
Yeah. That's all I need. If you want an entire army of Sanguinary Guard, then go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I digress about that, so don't worry. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you find this helpful, well, I appreciate it. If not, well, it's kind of a mouthful. This one, this conversation was kind of a mouthful. But
yeah.
Hey,
very informative.
Yeah, it's just a lot of information thrown at you once. Yeah, it could be daunting selecting the codex or the army you want to use, but hey, you got these options. There's plenty of them, and if you really have even more money than usual, you could go to the Forge World and buy the even more expensive stuff out there. They're like $70 for like a book because it's all in sterling pounds, and we US people have to spend a lot of crap to like get that.
Yeah, like we have to stick together, Americans. Go USA.
Go America.
Murphin. But yeah, and lucky for you, whoever is in Great Britain, or like anywhere in England, I think there's this place called Warhammer World that you have to go. Like if you live nearby there, if you live at least in Europe, for God's sakes, you go there and it's a paradise. This is what I heard.
Yeah, it's like an oasis in the sand.
Yeah, we don't have that over here in the States.
Yeah, if we had something like that, at least somewhere close.
Yeah, the closest thing we have is this place called Mini Wargaming in Canada, which I'll put a link down in the description. MiniWargaming.com. They're in Welland, which is near Toronto. It's like south of Toronto. Very nice place, very nice people, and then they have battle reports. So if you want to see how the game is played and see how many, like, what different types of armies, and I know that their battle reports, they mostly do it painted, they do it nicely, and then there's scenery around it. They do a very good job at it. So go ahead, I'll put the description below, so their YouTube channel and their website, so you could see it. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry.
And you could watch that, enjoy those videos, like them if you like. But yeah, aside from that, we'll probably go into part 2, and we're also going to be discussing each and one of the codices we own and some of the things that we face and encounter all this time. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.